Hi, and welcome to the video. Here I'll be demonstrating how I implemented the sounds and music for the Q2 project using Wwise. There are many different areas of focus within the project, so I've broken them down into different subsections. Possibly the most important area of the game is the weapons, as this is what will help the player enjoy their experience the most, making them feel powerful. To design the weapon sounds, I decided to split each weapon into different sections for the various components of the gun. The rocket launcher, for example, was split into the firing, mechanical rotation of the gun, and the tail. This allowed me to focus on getting sounds working for each section, designing and mixing accordingly before bringing all the sounds together. This was done several times and each gun sound went through several iterations before landing on the final one. To design the enemy sounds, I decided on using my voice and manipulating the recordings so that each monster had a unique sound. I tried to create distinct feelings for each enemy so they could be easily recognizable. For example, the knight was done by reversing recordings of me speaking and putting long reverbs and delays to give it an ethereal feeling. For the slith, I always envisioned it speaking directly into the player's head. I was able to do this by recording whispers and keeping them as 2D and widening the sound. This then gave the impression that the voice would be inside the player's head, as it was not attenuated depending on the distance of the monster. The player sounds are very important as they give a connection to the world of the game. Footsteps can be one of the most underrated areas of sound design, and so I try to create footsteps that are as believable as possible, to give the sense that the player is actually walking within these environments. This was done by recording myself walking in different shoes, and also having those shoes collide with different objects, such as cooking trays for the metallic sounds. These sounds were then placed in a random container depending on the type of floor within Wwise, alongside an audio file of silence. A sequence container would then play one of each, with the silence creating gaps between footsteps as the original triggering of footsteps was too fast. Vocalizations were also recorded for when the player would complete actions, such as jumping, landing, shooting, and getting hurt. These were simple and done through voice recording, but helping giving the game a sense of realism and interaction. For the item sounds, I wanted to first think what the item was and what it does for the player. Taking the armor as an example, the armor would have to be put on, so I decided to use a zip sound to signify this. The item pickup sound was designed to be short and snappy, giving a feeling of satisfaction when collecting an item. With the health items, I wanted them to sound distinct and pleasant, so decided on using a soft sound with big reverb tails. I wanted to create a horizontal system for the music to decrease the player's fatigue that they would get when listening to the same piece of music repeatedly. Instead of moving to the next section that a vertical music system would do, a horizontal system aims to randomize the parts that are played in each section of the song. To use the combat music I created as an example, there were several different melodies created for the bass, guitar, and piano, as well as different drum patterns. The system would then play one instrument part in each section, but each part would be randomized. Each section would then sound unique as different parts have been used to make them. To achieve this in Wwise, I created a music switch container for the different states, such as combat, exploring, defeat, etc. These then contain music segments within them, where the various instrument parts were placed. Within these music segments, each instrument group was selected to play the next audio file randomly. After creating these different sections, I made transitions between them in Wwise, so that the states would sound seamless in game. Thank you for watching my video on Wwise implementation. If you'd like to play the game with my sound design, you can visit www.dwayneclarkeaudio.com/cube, where you can find a download link for both Windows and Mac.